I had to start telling myself, Jazz, you're worthy. You know you're worthy of this, right? You know you're capable of doing whatever you set your mind to. You know you have what it takes. Like, you can do whatever you want to do. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jazz. If you are new here and you're looking to join a community where we are breaking down our barriers and building each other back up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you never miss an upload. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. You already know what's going on. Let's hop into this video. First things first, just moisturize those lips because we love a juicy, moisturized, hydrated lip. Second thing, hydrate. I don't know about y'all, but it's like 100 degrees in Louisiana. It's hot. Moisturize that face. I have been loving this Clinique Moisture Surge 100H Auto Replenish Hydrator. This moisturizer is, as you can see, I'm almost done. I really like a gel moisturizer. Love a healthy glow. Yeah, bring it all down on your neck. All that. And I remember watching a long time ago, like when you're moisturizing, you're supposed to, like, you know, push your skin up because gravity naturally pulls your skin down, and it's just a good practice to incorporate into your routine. All right, hydrated, moisturized. Let's go ahead and hop into this video. Today we are going to be talking about how to actually show up for yourself. I always talk about show up for yourself in my videos. If you have been watching my videos, you have heard me say this multiple times, but today I'm going to be sharing how to actually show up for yourself, what you can do daily, and how you can incorporate different routines and habits in your life so you can show up for yourself daily. So firstly, showing up for yourself is about creating personal practices that align with the values that you already have, the values that you already believe in, to help you feel grounded and feel fulfilled. So today I'm going to be sharing 7 steps that can help you to show up for yourself. The first being setting boundaries. So how can you set boundaries for yourself? Let's just say you have a hard time turning work off and you have a hard time doing any other thing but work. I know this will apply to like entrepreneurs. I know if you are a content creator, you will feel me because it kind of feels impossible to just turn work off because it's always something that needs to be done. So one way that you can set a boundary is by not checking your email or checking social media after a certain time. So let's say the cutoff time is 6 o'clock. After 6 o'clock, work is over. And this is something that I need to work on when I'm working, because I'm working on so many different projects. Sometimes I will sit in front of my computer all day or be in my phone looking up research. Like, I will always be doing something, and it's not really healthy to sit and work 24/7. Setting a boundary for yourself will help you to create a daily routine that includes time for reflection and time to be still. So one way that you can do this and make sure that you're practicing it often is, if you're using your phone, which most of us do, set timers on your phone. So just like you clock in and clock out for work, for an example, use tools that you already have. So this is something that I'm learning, like I said, and incorporating into my business and my personal life. The second way that you can show up for yourself is practicing self-compassion. Really just allowing yourself to make mistakes. Allowing yourself compassion and allowing yourself the grace to make mistakes is healthy, for one. Like, that's normal. When you make a mistake or don't feel like you made the right decision, instead of beating yourself up, acknowledge that it's a big part of growth and it's actually an opportunity to learn. Give yourself grace and make room to work on the things that you don't get right, because we won't always get it right the first, the second, or the third time. Like, it takes time to get it right. And I feel like one thing that has helped me to just not beat myself up is just accepting the fact that it is okay. Like, it's not a race. I'm not in competition with anybody. Like, I'm not trying to prove that, like, oh my gosh, I got it all figured out. Like, no, it's basically an ongoing change and an ongoing way for you to just continue to evolve. It's an evolution. It's not like a, oh my gosh, I made it, like I got it all figured out. Like, you just, if you look at it like that way, you will always be unfulfilled and you'll never really feel like satisfied. One way that you can do that is just develop habits of speaking to yourself with kindness. This is one way that journaling can help, because essentially you're talking to yourself, you're getting things out of your head, and when you are journaling, you are making declarations. Well, for me at least, like whenever I journal, I like to make declarations. Like I talk to myself like I'm already who I desire to be. I'm already accomplishing the things that I want to accomplish. Like even if I don't get it right, like, and I'll even write that in my journal. Like I'll write when I mess up, and I'll just kind of write like, I didn't have a great day today, but I already know it's gonna get better. I already know I'm going to succeed. I know that I will reach my goals. I know I will accomplish my goals. I know I'll get it right. Like I talk to myself and I like encourage and uplift myself, because who else is gonna do it? If you can't pep yourself up, if you can't encourage yourself to keep going, if you stay down and allow yourself to always feel like you aren't enough and you don't have what it takes, then I mean you'll start believing that. And having compassion is really not even only with yourself but with other people. It's really a big key to just having a positive outlook on life. What you tell yourself and how you talk to yourself and how you treat other people, it's just a reflection of you. That's something that I always like am striving to be better at. Like how I communicate, how I relay my messages. Sometimes I can just, you know, tend to be harsh and say it, but then I feel like I'm always like compassionate. I'm always thinking like, okay, maybe I didn't deliver that right, or maybe, you know, I'm always checking myself in that sense. And even with how I talk to myself, because I had to start telling myself, Jazz, you're worthy. You know you're worthy of this, right? You know you're capable of doing whatever you set your mind to. You know you have what it takes. Like you can do whatever you want to do. When you're so used to all these negative habits and you get into a healthy habit of like talking highly of yourself and other people and believing in yourself and just trusting whatever decision that you are making and knowing that it's all for your greater good, it will really start to work out. I feel like we get beat up so much by things that are beyond our control, by other circumstances. Why put that on yourself? And I do feel like it's important to be a light, not only for yourself but other people, because you just never know how, when other people are watching you, how other people will benefit from some of the healthy habits that you are creating. So if you don't do it for yourself, at least do it for somebody else. The third way that you can show up for yourself is by prioritizing self-care. And by that I mean dedicating time to yourself, and often. This took a lot for me to actually incorporate without me feeling like guilty for taking time for myself, because when you start to have kids and you just have other things that are such a high priority in your life, you feel guilty for taking time for yourself, because how dare you take time for yourself? And that's just something that I had to work on. So that is making time to, for me, I just need that time to read my Bible. I need that time to sit and pray. I need that time to meditate, read a book, and like slow down. And that has been a big like self-care tip for me, is just slowing down. That really helps me to enjoy life a little bit more than just always being on the go and thinking about everybody else. It helps me to pour into myself and just allow myself that time to just sit back, relax, and just chill out. So you can do this by just blocking off time in your schedule, or making it a priority whenever you want to or need that extra time for yourself, and just being free from interruptions. If you don't prioritize it, it will never get done, because nobody is going to be like, here you go, here's a free day off for you to go do whatever you want, enjoy. Like that's not going to happen. So if you don't make the time for yourself, you won't have that time for yourself. And that goes for anything, whether you're a mom, a student, whether you work 24/7, like whatever you do, you can apply it to your lifestyle, but it just has to be prioritize, set apart time just for you. Whatever form of self-care you feel suits you best, to do it. Like however you feel like you get your alone time, whatever makes you happy, do it, and don't feel bad about it. And why did I make that eyeliner so thick? Ugh. Let's see how I can. I don't feel like that wiped it off, but let's see. Now I'm just gonna have to make this one a little bit thicker. Yeah, I do find that whenever I do make that time for myself without making any excuses, whenever I have that uninterrupted me time, I'm able to be a happier mom. I'm able to come back and be like, okay kids, come on, let's play. Like, I have more energy to focus on them. I have the mental capacity. Self-care is not selfish. You need your time just as much as you give time to everybody else and everything else that you do. The fourth thing that you can do to show up for yourself is to set and pursue personal goals. If you've always wanted to learn how to do something, do it. Like, that is the highest form of showing up for yourself. Actually doing the things that make you happy, doing the things that you're passionate about, and not prolonging and putting it off and like making excuses for yourself. For an example, if you've always wanted to learn a new language or start a business, or I don't know, like whatever it is that you want to do, what is stopping you? You have to start setting goals. And I'm not talking about like a big, oh my gosh, this is where I want to be in a year. Like, no, actually setting small goals to make sure that you're holding yourself accountable on a daily basis. So if you want to start learning a new language, maybe practicing for 30 minutes a day. I actually learned the importance of this when I'm teaching my son how to read. If I had that same desire and curiosity and just excitement to learn how to do something, like learn a new language, that I would be really, like, I could really learn how to do it if I really sat down and practice it. Being a mom is really exposing me to a lot of different ways and different like positive habits that I can incorporate into my own life, and things that I need to like change and let go of, because it's just showing me that, like, man, life is, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm like, I probably sound crazy, but just breaking those goals down into smaller manageable steps and tracking your progress and celebrating yourself as you are going through and actually doing what you're saying you're going to do. The fifth thing that I'm going to share with you on how to show up for yourself is asking for help if you need it. Y'all, I don't know how long it took me to learn how to ask for help before I actually started asking for help. When I first became a mom, I just had that like, no, I got it, it's okay, no, I'll do it, like syndrome. And I did not want to accept anybody's help. Like, I did not want to, not that I didn't need it, I just didn't want it. I didn't want to burden other people. I didn't want to, I just didn't want to burden anybody else with like my little third world problems. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired from being a mom. Like, I need help. Like, what? Like, that was so foreign to me. Like, I just felt like, man, I got it. Like, I wanted to try to do it. I'm like, I got it. Like, I'm fine, I got it. I don't know what I'm trying to do with my hair, but we finna go with it and see. I had to quickly learn that, like, girl, it is okay to ask for help. Nobody expects you to have it. Like, nobody, like, they don't care if you got it or not. Like, they're asking for your help because they want to help, not because you need the help. Like, people, I had to learn how to accept that it's okay for people that want to help you. I didn't want to look like I didn't have it all together, even though I didn't. Even though I didn't have it all together, I didn't want anybody to know that. And why are we always trying to make it seem like we have it all together when in fact we are struggling and we really need the help? If you're struggling with stress, it really helps to have someone to confide in. I lean a lot on my family, my mom, my dad, my husband. I don't mind asking them for help, and I know they care about me. I know they care about my well-being. I know they know that I wouldn't ask them if I didn't need it, because I'm just that type of person. Like, I don't feel like a burden if I need to vent to them. And most of the time, I'll just be frustrated about something or feel a way about something, and I just need to get it off my chest. And I'm overwhelmed. I just need to talk. And by the time that I'm done talking and venting and just getting it off my chest, I feel better. So the sixth way that you can show up for yourself is to be mindful of what and who is influencing you. Although my algorithm is pretty positive, I still feel like I get in my head sometimes, and imposter syndrome kick in sometimes. I'm human. I'm like a take a break from social media type of girl. Like, I feel like I can kind of get overwhelmed by social media sometimes, and even though you might not want to admit it, social media can kind of be draining. Social media can be just a lot to handle. But you can do this by limiting your screen time. iPhone is such a good tool because they have things in place like screen time. You can manage your screen time. Look at how much time you spend on social media. If it's a lot, if it's a high number, then you already know what you gotta do. So if you find that you need to take a break, replace that screen time with something productive, journaling, meditating, reading your word, like being intentional, doing something productive, working out, exercise, like whatever it is that you need to do to reduce that screen time. I mean, if you need to spend more time with your kids, if you need whatever you got to do, like I'm sure it's a way that you can better use your time. And I mean, it's okay if you have to give up some stuff, and I'm not saying that you have to give up anything. I'm just telling you different ways that you can incorporate. I'm just telling you different habits that you can incorporate into your life to see a better result, to actually reach the goals and do the things that you want to do and that you plan on doing. So the seventh and final way that you can show up for yourself is to make a commitment to change. Like actually commit to changing and doing the things that you need to do to see this through, to see this change through, to become a better version of yourself. If you're incorporating small habits into your life, make sure that you're staying on top of what you're doing. It will do you no good to make all these changes and not be committed to seeing them through. And I need to hear this for myself, because I feel like I'm always like, okay, like I got it, like I'm doing it, like I can do it, I'm gonna do it. And as soon as something happens, or like, you know, as soon as I fall off, I'm just like, oh man, like it's just like I fall off, and I just beat myself up about it. I get discouraged and I will completely give up, and that's not healthy. For an example, I've been pretty consistent with posting on YouTube, but when I feel overwhelmed, you're not gonna get a video out of me, baby. Knowing when to take a break and like when to rest and when to just kind of step back is a really important part of just commitment in general. Like knowing that I need to focus on something else, or maybe I just need to take a break, that will help you to like stay the course. If you did not get anything else from this video, just remember that life is a journey, and small consistent efforts can eventually change your life. These are the things that you're doing, your micro habits, the things that you're doing every single day, they will lead to a significant improvement in your life. If you come on, you gotta show up for yourself. Nobody is gonna come and save you, sis. Nobody is gonna show up for you. Come on, show up for yourself, make that decision, and watch your life change. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I will see y'all in my next video.